Marc Wisniewski, MCS, Michigan, top 8, top 4?
Top 4.
Top 4?
Top 4. I lost to Scott DeJournette. Top 4. Those Maryland scrubs.
Definitely.
Ralph Schneider's over in my kitchen over there, so I have to talk some mess while he's over there. Probably
He's throwing gang symbols at you, man. I don't know if he wants to do that.
Eating Girl Scout cookies or stealing beer. I don't know.
It's getting dangerous in your house, dude.
So I played Jeremy Ray, which is it's kind of a bucket list deck for me. I've wanted to play Jeremy at an event, around the area or something. Just something that I could go to with Jeremy at it, because Jeremy always plays himself. Obviously, I would too if I had a champ card. But he took this one off. He was playing the No Attacks Heidi.
I got Exodia twice.
So it gave me the opportunity to play Jeremy and test some stuff out and do some different things that were fun for me and will help him too. And use it. This was kind of a beta test for him too, going into Worlds.
For the kids at home who don't know what Jeremy does.
Let's start. He is a champ card that he starts out. He is a 533. His first form, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an asset or foundation, you can play it. You can also opt to either leave it on top if you want to just leave a good check. You can also, if it's like an attack or something, you can put it on the bottom of your deck, which stacks the bottom of your deck later. So if the game stalls, okay, the bottom of my deck's a bunch of attacks. Now I'm going to kill you. So Jeremy's really, really strong. He's got a very good tempo game. The big kicker with him, though, is his response. Once per turn, he can commit a foundation. After an attack deals damage, he can add a card from his card pool back to his hand. And that's wording is really key. It's after an attack deals damage, which means it allows him to double up on an attack. It also allows him to double up on a block. So you block the first attack, get hit by the second attack, bounce the block back, and now you can block the third with one card. So it gives him a really good command of the board and a good command of blocking and tempo. The other kicker that makes Jeremy tick is his foundation that was built specifically for his character. Is that visible there, Chris? Okay, cool. Great. That's Partners in Crime Fighting. Partners is well known for its static that if it's committed to pay a cost for an ability, it automatically readies once per turn. And for Jeremy, that means that his bounces are free. So you just point to Partners and bounce something. The other kicker too, and it fits well in the synergy of the deck, because I also use Curse Splat, so you can use it off of Curse Splat. If you check a 3 on Sagaki offering and commit that to pass the 4+ on Sagaki, it also readies, because you're paying the cost for an ability. So there's multiple triggers of it in the deck. The other kicker, though, and this is the 5-hand benefit. So if you're a 5-hander with this card, you can take advantage of it by using the R. If you are 5-hand or less, which fingers crossed we get a 4-hand at some point, you reveal after drawing. You reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and rearrange them in any order, which gives me a gazillion interactions. It starts with Jeremy's form. If there's a card I like on top, for instance, one of the big ones for me is if I see Season Guide or Petrol Power. I can play either one of them, and like for Petrol, if I form with Jeremy, it comes down as the first form, so I build that way. Yes, and with Season Guide, it doesn't count to be aggressive, so I just throw it in the pool and then start attacking. And I play 4 copies of Conflicting Ambition and 4 copies of Dauntless Hero to draw cards if I reveal something cool off a Season Guide. So this is very much, this deck as a whole is basically the Steelers Wheelers, Meals on Wheels, Salt and Sanctuary. It's very much the all weapons Scorch Wheel kind of thing. But Jeremy's abilities allow him to exploit it in ways that are different than Yamato Man. It's less about the speed and more about the consistency. With Partners in Crime Fighting, being able to stack my checks and like having Artifice Avarice, I can go, oh, there's Artifice Avarice with Partners in Crime Fighting. I'm going to make sure I check that and draw cards. It guarantees that I get rid of a lot of my bad checks up front. The other thing is like Cossack Citadel. I can guarantee that if there's something I want to get with Cossack, I can do it. And that counts towards my Scorch Wheel count. So I'm drawing off of that. It ran really, really well until the finals. And this is true of the top 4 of it. Just looking at it, I'm sure that you guys, I don't know if anyone's seen some of the stuff already, but if you watch the other deck profiles, but it's Stolen Sword, Hidden Behind Flames. The main part of this is having these guys to pitch for Flame Sword. I'm trying to the more Jeremy specific things. I use Ancient Knowledge in here, which is a melee end card. You E-flip if you have less foundations than your opponent. They add one of their foundations to the card pool, which helps if I get behind on the foundation count. It also allows me to use Sagaki Offering to kick the foundation out for damage and speed. So there were a lot of little interactions that, as a 5-hander, this was incredibly explosive, and I wasn't prepared in testing for how explosive it was going to be. My original build, I was going to play Jeremy with Slaughterhouse, and bounce Slaughterhouse, but I decided after seeing this in action that I was going to play this, and it's super bonkers. If there were little tweaks, Ancient Knowledge was fun. I wouldn't play it in the future. I would also probably, I know that Jeremy's against this, but I disagree. I would bump Kian up another copy, just that there's more weapons. I found a lot of spots where I had weapon. I had Flame Sword, but no weapon to discard for the combo, which was kind of a bummer. But as a whole, it played really well. I had one loss to Thomas Gordon, sitting a couple seats down from me here, and it was just Zoe. I mean, Zoe's really strong. And then I'm going in for kill turns and just check twos, and that can happen. I mean, people live by the 2, die by the 2. And then in top cuts, it was I faced Scott Dejournette's Yamato Man, and we just kind of had a back and forth. Have very similar decks, honestly. Little tweaks back and forth between the two decks, but his was more fine tuned for Yamato, and I'm more fine tuned for Jeremy. But they're very similar ideas, and it was more of just whoever won the dice rolls were winning. This model, this template is really strong for a lot of characters. I think Jeremy is probably second best to Yamato for doing this, because of the consistency and the weird, like, 1 Scorch Wheel is now 2, and Resurrection's out of progressive, and if it was really, there were turns where I would just go, all right, Sagaki, poke for 6, pick it up, Sagaki again, and drawing off each one, to where you're sort of cheating your hand size too. So there was a lot of good synergy in this deck. I think this is something that should be looked at further. I'm sure Jeremy will be revisiting this list too as we get closer to Worlds. I had a great time. This allowed me to play a 5, 6, and 7-hander in the MCS format, and it was a really good tournament overall.
Any final words other than that? Any to your opponents in the finals of the MCS, or to any people out there in the public?
These scrubs that are coming to this MCS final, they're not worth their time. You guys couldn't get to like 40 points. What are you doing? Like, can't you win an event? I need, like, or at least get to like top 3 times in a row.
Didn't this guy just get third in 3 events?
He got 4th this time.
Yeah, I got 4th this time.
Fourth this
Technicalities.
Huh? No, at this time.
The guy talking the shit didn't top.
You're gonna draw a mustache.
So
I'll
I'll just sit back and I'll let you guys all eliminate each other. And when you're done, I'll just pick up the pieces. We're just gonna go ahead. We're just gonna. Me and Phil have the bye. We're just gonna pick the bones. We're gonna go to the finals. Phil's deck's gonna scrub out, and then I'm gonna walk away with his belt so that he can't take it with him and go on some CM Punk like journey and blow it. I'm gonna do this for Michigan. I'm John Cena in this instance. I'm taking the belt back to Michigan.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, guys.